after the first person closed, because one of my buyer leads, he's still waiting to get pre-qualified. But then he told me a couple days ago his brother's thinking about it too.
Yeah, so then your referral agreement is just with that one client that you got from opcity. If his brother or his sister wants to do something, then that's 100% yours. But just if that client does any other transactions in the next couple of years.
In the 2 years, correct.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So one of the first things I wanted to go over is how we're doing. Me and Donnie once a month have a check-in with opcity to see how we're doing, how we're comparing to other real estate offices in our area, how we compare. Oh, hold on, somebody just chatted something. Here we go. What happens if the referral doesn't qualify, but his wife? I can check the referral agreement. I don't know if it includes a spouse. I know it doesn't include any other family members, but I can check. You guys can check too when you get the referral. When you get an email from opcity, the referral agreement's in there. So let's click on this. Everybody can see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is currently what is happening as of 20 minutes ago. Our total pipeline is 20,840,000. Obviously, that's based on the property that they've inquired about, or the money down that they have to put towards a property or a piece of land. That's all added up in that pipeline. If you can see that in the top left here. We have 9 getting ready to close this week and the beginning of next week. It goes a few days out. We have a total of 165 assigned transactions between 28 agents. You guys are actively working 116, and currently on hold is 49. So I wanted to stop there, and we only have 8 or 9 people on the conference right now, but I wanted to get your guys' feedback on your holds and what's going on with those. What are you holding them for? So if you guys want to unmute, if you have some on hold, what do you got on hold and why? Anybody? Bueller?
Well, Chris, my situation's a little different than the regular. If they're commercial, these opcity agents are not qualifying them for a commercial deal. They're trying to qualify them for a residential situation. A lot of times they just don't have the money. I know that I returned one that didn't want to get a loan, wanted to sell to carry back with $10,000 down. I mean, that'd be really fabulous if we could do that, but that was not the case.
Yeah.
And then the other experience I had, I went ahead and I put in residential for myself as well. And, the sister was calling for the couple. So the opcity agent should have known that there was some reason that was happening. And I ended up getting the third Spanish speaking lead. So a lot of times the holds are going to be based on the fact that, it's a no for right now. They may need to clean up credit. They don't have sufficient downs. And especially in this climb right now, that's going to change dramatically as, some of these programs for down payment assistance go away.
Yeah, that absolutely could affect that. Yeah, so that's a good point. A great reason to have it on hold is something like credit repair. I just want to make sure for you guys that you guys are not trying to spin your wheels and waste your time if somebody's not interacting as fast as you think they should, because you guys need to put in good notes when you release them So then, like on your instance, hey, they didn't, the opcity agent didn't ask about commercial. Well, then that can go back to their training. And when they do get approved or whatever, opcity can spend their time and their money and their resources for the next 6 months getting them ready to go and then send them right back to you. So yeah, that I just want to make sure as long as the holds are legitimate, something like that, then that's a perfect reason to keep them on hold. If they're not interacting, get rid of them, because worst case, it's going to come right back to you when they start interacting again.
Well, and right now everybody needs to be working with A buyers. There's no time for B buyers. Those are people that you're incubating. Right now, A buyers are top priority for a paycheck in the next 90 days.
Yeah, and I will say on that, who was that, Linda?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the other things, great word, incubating. All of the prospects that you might have that are in that category. I mean, our paychecks today are for things that we've done in the past, obviously, but 6 months will fly by before you know it. So they are still another source, even though they're a warmer source than they are hot. But don't forget, everybody knows somebody. So even just a simple touch, here today is our follow-up Friday. If I'm reaching out to Bob Smith, hey, Bob, it's Donnie over here at Central 21 Rose. I know that you're still working in order to be able to qualify. Just wanted to check in with you, see how that's going. And don't forget, if you got any family or friends that need anything regarding valuation or properties or relocation, I'm here for you and your family and friends. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. It's just another source of the branch type.
Estoy en una clase. Estoy en una clase.
I have a question. If I have a buyer, she talked to my lender and the lender says she can pre-qualify her not until probably August or even first part of September. But I have put her on my Zap and she's active on my Zap, like on the very high. So I'm not putting her on hold, or do you think I should?
No, I would put her on hold.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you're still gonna have to update. But yeah, I would put her on hold.
Yeah, but I would stay in touch with them on a regular basis. I mean, the fact that they're looking is very positive. It's kind of like move-in signs, when you're showing a property type thing. I mean, you want to keep them engaged. There's nothing better than a buyer's signals like that, whether they're ready right now or not. But if you keep them engaged, when the time is right, then they'll know who to go to, rather than kind of dropping the ball on them and somebody else, just by some coincidence and prospecting in some manner, winds up with them. So communication is always kind of critical. You can add them to your drip campaigns very easily so that it's not something that you have to stop, drop, and roll on as well.
Okay. And then I have a couple too that I had received their leads the first week I started, I think the beginning of March. And now they're saying they're scared of the coronavirus situation right now. So should I keep them active and just keep in contact so you don't know when that's going to end? Or put it on hold too?
Yeah, if they're not going to actively look at properties and that sort of a thing, that I would think that would be a hold situation.
And they're not pre-qualified either, so they're working on that in the meantime.
Well, then that's a good reason to put them on hold.
Okay.
Yes, it's hard for us to even put them in a category and search when you don't know what the price range is even.
Yeah.
So people that we have had on searching, should we be putting them on hold if they don't want to do this because of the coronavirus?
Yeah, that's less updating that you have to do.
Correct. Yeah, but stay in touch.
Is our score affected?
No.
Good question.
Thank you.
Nope. Hold on, I'm trying to get Candy Cane here into the meeting. She said the link wasn't working, but
I had a bit of a trouble too.
is there a full moon today? No? Does anybody know? Maybe that could be it. All right. One other thing I wanted to show you guys here. All right. Everybody see my screen there?
Yes.
All right. The names have been redacted to protect the innocent or guilty, or however you want to say that. So this top section here, it says 7-day referral alert engagement.
Engagement.
Everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay. So in the last 7 days, we have had 106 leads been sent out just through our 28 agents that are on opcity. We have clicked on 29 of them. And then we have won only 17 of them. And if anybody wants to chime in, if they've got questions, comments, you can unmute yourselves and ask. So what that means is just on the alerts clicked and the alerts won. So we have what, 80, my math sucks, 80 some alerts that.
Yeah, it's under 17% capture.
So I want to talk through this and see, what's going on. And we can go down and show this, but we have an average between the 28 people on opcity. We have an average click time of 1 minute and 42 seconds and an average one click time of 16 seconds. So the 17 that we won, our average was 16 seconds, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, which is phenomenal.
Can I know my average?
At this second, no, because I'm in a different screen. I don't understand. It says Candy Cane, the host has another meeting in progress. Oh, that's because she's trying to log into the meeting from earlier. Okay, sorry. Any questions, comments on that so far?
I'm pretty good about clicking them because I put it on 2 phones. That's helpful. So I put it on my spouse's phone and then I put it on my phone. So whenever I'm not on my phone, he's usually on my phone and then we'll just click it. So we're pretty fast about that, but a lot of them have already been won.
Correct. And as long as in all of your settings as of a half hour ago, everybody's settings were correct. As far as you guys are on mobile push and not text message. Mobile push means that the app is running in the background. It automatically just pops up on the screen on your phone and you can click on it, which will help with that downtime. Just a few things here. If you guys can see my cursor, this means you guys have done the training, which is awesome. The red little moon is someone has paused themselves for a day or more. So that's what that is. So maybe if somebody's on vacation or something like that, then you can pause the alerts so you don't get any alerts. But this particular agent on this gray box here has set up their alerts to where they're only available 1 hour a day. So very unlikely they're going to get anything. And actually you can see that in the last 7 days, this particular agent has been sent nothing, clicked on nothing, and obviously won nothing because they're only saying they're available. When this snooze goes away, they're only going to be available for 1 hour a day. So I don't know how they're going to get anything. I don't understand the point. I get snoozing it if you're going on vacation, you have stuff going on. This is obviously, you know, probably not the only source of income that you have. But this is, yeah, going to lead to not very many leads. This particular agent right here was sent 23 leads in the last 7 days. They clicked on 7, but 1 0 because their average click time was 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Here's some other ones. Minute 12 seconds. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And they actually won 3, and their average was still 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Here's an agent that was sent 17 leads and didn't click on anything. Any questions on that? Any comments?
Yes, scroll back up to that first page there, Chris, and bring it down just a bit. Yeah. So can anybody just at a glance looking at these numbers kind of, and there's, you know, there's a couple different answers in here, but can anybody point out on the far left, they're numbered 1 through 6, I think that we can view. Can anybody tell me who looks like they're doing the best on that screenshot?
Number
3.
115.
What was it?
Number 115.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So the
that's-
number 1. Yeah.
Got it.
Is that projected? So if they would have gotten the lead and worked the lead, they would have closed out 3,250,000.
No, that is actually,
What they've done.
see right here, the 12 transactions. That's how much is currently in their pipeline. Of these 12 transactions, that totals up 3.25 million. So let's do that math. 3,250 divided by 12. That's an average price per transaction of 270 grand. So yeah, that's just what their current client base is working with. They've closed 6, so that would be part of my other screen that shows how much we've processed.
Yeah, and we don't see how long the agents you know have been a member, if you would. But when I'm looking at this screen, I'm looking at number where is it? Number 4. I mean, 6 closes, obviously closes where the money is. They may be lighter in dollar volume, but look at the click rate time on that.
Number 3 as well, Donnie.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Good point out.
They only have 3 closes, but they got a lot of transactions going there, more dollar amounts than the number 4. But it really does boil down to number 6, kind of in that same category. You're talking less than 30 seconds overall in those 3.
That's
so
going to
again,
be your best chance to get it. And we understand this is not all encompassing 100% of your business, or shouldn't be, I should say. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of get together and, you know, if there's any issues you guys are having or any concerns, that we definitely want to, you know, hear what you guys have to say and try to help you through this.
yeah,
The business is out there. I mean, Mike said on the conference call on Tuesday in the office meeting was, you know, we've taken 26 leads from opcity, so the business is there.
yes.
But there's a lot that we're leaving on the table. And then one of the other things that our opcity person explained to us. So if you see up here, the total alert sent was 106. We clicked on 29, the 17.1. The rest of those leads went to another company.
Yeah, that's a lot of leads.
Do they go to another company once like you don't click them? Okay, how does it work? It's a few seconds before it's sent to another lead, correct? Right?
Well, yes. So example, this top agent here, they had 23 opportunities to click on a lead. They clicked on 7, and then it's going to go to the next tier, because remember, it's all experienced, emerging, how fast you click, how fast you close, how fast you communicate. It's going to work through our entire company trying to give out these leads. And then if no one in our company clicks on them, then yes, they're going to get sent out.
Oh, okay.
So,
So it's gonna send to
we have first right or refusal, so to speak, for all of these leads.
it's going to get sent to all 28 of us before it's sent to another company.
Correct. It's going to try. Yeah, it's going to, and it's doing it based on, it's all an
Performance.
algorithm. It's all how fast you click, how much you interact. If you don't interact very much, then you're going to be lower on the list, but you're still going to get chances. And yeah, but most of these leads are going to another company.
Yeah, Chris, and then you want to go over with them one more time also about how to not have it ding you if you can't take it at that moment in time.
So yeah, you don't want to ignore your phone.
Right.
The worst thing you should do is hit skip. That still shows the computer that you're interacting. You're just not available at that particular moment. So example, I've had this conversation with Maria Lucero before. If it's sending her leads and it notices between 12 and 1 that she skips the lead and she doesn't accept the lead, then it's going to figure out, hey, I'm not going to send Maria leads between 12 and 1 because I know she's doing something else. And Maria in particular does phenomenal with opcity. So even opcity reaches out to her. They won't even go through the app sometimes. They'll just physically call her and go, I have a client that's perfect for you. Here you go. But it's an algorithm. It's constantly learning. And if you ignore it, it has no way to, the only thing it figures is you don't want any leads. You don't have time for it. So you just go lower and lower and lower and lower on the list of priority. And then eventually, yeah, you don't get anything.
Does it look bad if you release them?
No. The only thing that would look bad is say you got 100 leads over a 6-month span and you released every single one of them.
Okay.
Because the odds of that occurring, that you literally had nobody out of 100 leads, is astronomical.
Good question, Nadia.
Let's see. Yeah. I think we're good here. Like here's some other ones. Agent 17 leads sent to them and they didn't click on any. So, I mean, definitely if you're not 100% sure on your settings, you can reach out to myself or Donnie. We can go through them for you as well. You can also reach out to the opcity team, I think it's 866 or 844 number that we've given out. If not, I can email it out to everybody again. And they're available for you. I think it's 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday, I believe. So any other questions, comments, anything you want to know about? Don't know how to work something? Anybody? Al has nothing to say? Al always has stuff to say.
Yes.
Hey.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Who was it?
Oh, no, I was just gonna ask, so it's actually better, so you continue getting leads if you know you're gonna be out or something like for an hour and a half, instead of just, trying to click on it, is safer than just to snooze it, like better for your
Yep.
score and better for them to keep sending you stuff?
Correct. It's not going to
Okay.
ding you. It's not going to ding you for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So if everybody has a pen, I'll give you just a moment, and I've got that number that Chris just referenced.
Good.
I know we had sent out a flyer. I posted it on Facebook not too long ago in the Rose group. I'll try to post it again after we get off of this. But for the moment, the phone number and the flyer itself talks about personalized coaching for free. I'm really not aware of any coach that you could find anywhere else for free, number one. But just to give you a quick couple bullet points on their flyer that you'll see momentarily as well. Learn how to maximize the 4 key success factors, best practices on how not to limit your referral opportunities, and the technical on how-to questions and more. So they're willing to spend the time to help you improve and not have you wait until you're up to speed in order to get you going. This is learning as you go, but they're trying to help coach you on this right now. So the number is 844-804-1849. And I'll repeat that. 844-804-1849. So don't feel like any question is a dumb question necessarily. Just let them know that you just check in with them. It's okay to say, hey, you know what? Is there any tips or tricks that you can help give me to improve what I'm doing currently that might be helpful for me? So that's all that number is dedicated for, is for you. And so again, I've never met a program that offers free coaching ever.
Yeah.
So this is very beneficial for you.
Kathy Jensen / Shannon. I have a lead that I have listed his land and it expired. I've stayed in contact with him and I've sent out the new contract. I'm waiting on it to come back signed in my platform for updated. I have received an offer first time it was listed, but it did not go anywhere. Now when updating and in the platform has me a status of offer. If I go back to spoke, it tells me we do not recommend moving a status backwards unless you're correcting a mistake. So initially it was you had a status of an offer, but that's dead right now.
Yes, that offer expired. And then,
yeah, so then, I mean, if it was me, I would move it back to whatever the correct status is, but you could reach out to them to see exactly, because I don't like that warning. Makes you seem like you can't do something, or you
I just don't want
shouldn't
it to
do
affect
something.
my score.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing that's going to affect your score is doing nothing or not communicating. Even if it's the same communication. I went with Maria back again, because she does so many of them. She's like, sometimes it feels weird just every 7 days go, they're still looking. That's okay to continue to put that in there. That's better than nothing. Maria Jimenez, 95% or more of the leads I received are people with bad credit, no money, or etc. 95% of your leads. Okay. That's future business. But if you have somebody that's, some of it goes back to training on the opcity side. They are sending you stuff based on what that human being is telling them. Obviously, they're not pulling someone's credit or anything like that, so they don't know if they're lying or not. But you absolutely can send that back to opcity and go, they're looking for a $100,000 house in Apple Valley in a gated community. Well, that's not a thing. So
Anywhere.
that goes back to training on opcity side. If you start getting some weird stuff, then let me know and I can forward it to my contact at opcity.
Yeah, and
But again, it's all about volume. It's, if you only click on one lead every 30 days, then yeah, maybe it'll feel like that you're only getting stuff. And I don't think that's Maria's case, because she clicks on stuff more than that.
Yeah, and I'll chime in on that one also. I mean, people's credit can be affected for a lot of different reasons. It might not be the normal thing that you might think of. They're past due on their credit card whatevers, or maybe late on their mortgages. This is the typical thing that most people will think of. Perhaps they had some medical issues that really drug them down, things like that, some collections because of that, because we know medical is so expensive. But so don't try to put them all in the same pool, so to speak. But I always like to engage with a lender or two who really don't mind specializing or carving out a lot of their time on credit repair. And the fact that you might be able to help somebody do just that and get into something is something they will never forget. Trust me on that, because a lot of agents blow people off just like that. And even while you set them up to do credit repair, when others have blown them off, if they encounter somebody, family, friends, or otherwise, who start talking about real estate, I can almost guarantee you that they're going to mention your name because you took the time when others would not. And that's really what separates the difference in agents when you try to assist people and you don't necessarily skim, off the top. So don't be afraid to help people. It might take them 6 months or a year even, but think of 6 months ago or a year ago, and today you could potentially be collecting a check on these people who've just been put on the back burner, and just periodically touch base with them.
Yeah, that's potential business down the road. But one of the other things that I learned, I think it was Miguel, had one customer said that they had bad credit. And I said, do they know they have bad credit? Get them with a lender and find out. And he came back, he's like, yeah, they got I think it was 650 credit score. He's like, they don't have bad credit for what they're wanting to purchase. So it can work out.
Yeah, maybe one of the last things I want to leave with everybody also, because we're talking about our scoring and our engagement, things like that. And especially since today's follow-up Friday, a lot of times we're just thinking about our clients. Well, in this same category, we are in a sense, but we're really talking about the account, meaning opcity. Just set it up on your phone that every Friday morning at whatever time, I'm going to go in and I'm going to update my opcity statuses. So that way you get the alert, it doesn't fall in the crack on you, and you just become accustomed to this repetitive action every Friday, but you're getting the alert in case something pops up that preoccupies you otherwise. So I think that's one of the main things, is just to keep your stuff updated and not let it fall off, because we don't want it to affect the entire account, number one, but we want you to generate business and an income off of this as well.
A couple comments in the chat. Maria Jimenez asked, can you recommend a company that helps with credit repair? I mean, I know lenders are going to give them advice on what to do and how to help build their credit, but I'm not specifically a credit repair company. And then Nadia, I thought you just spoke to a lender to help them with credit repair. No, that's your ultimate way to gauge how serious a client is. If they're not willing to talk to a lender to get pre-approved for a loan, that's gonna be really hard to buy a house. And then it also gauges your level of how serious they are and how much time you should spend with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and the best dialogue really to have back with them is, unless I know how much you could qualify for, I can't narrow our search perimeters. I'd hate to get you excited about a house that you potentially couldn't qualify for. And that's how I kind of deal with that one. And, as far as credit repair people, I mean, first of all, I'd reach out to Jim Mortgage, find out if there's somebody there that is willing to work that type of thing in the background. I do know Kurt Hayden over at PRMG. He's very passive in working with people like that. Has been for decades. But Jim is giving us opportunities for 200 free mailers a month, and so we certainly want to reciprocate. And maybe we'll talk with John and find out if he's got a go-to person over there that we can recommend as well. And otherwise, you can certainly talk to other lenders that you may have dealt with before and find out that. Some people like to specialize in categories that other people don't deal with. And that to me is just niche marketing in itself. And so, don't be afraid to ask those types of questions of your lenders. Do you give priority as far as updates on people that have reached out to you on credit report issues? Things like that.
Before we go, we don't want to keep you guys much longer. Before we go, do you guys have questions on anything? We'll open it up to the group for whatever.
Yes, I do.
Oh, Mr. Al, hit it.
Yeah. I'm one of the people that have like 60 some odd people that I have released back to opcity. And it's my understanding that opcity basically caters to these people once you release them to try to get them in a position where they can purchase, and that you will be the agent that they send them back to. Yes. I've been with the opcity since we basically first started. Like I said, I've released back 60 some odd clients, and as of this date, not one of them has been sent back to me.
So you released them correctly then?
I like to believe I did.
Yeah. No, I mean, it definitely happens all the time. You can talk to Maria Lucero. Miguel had one.
No, but I'm talking 60.
Yeah.
No, I completely get it. But yeah, if they have not reached back out to you, then that was a lead that you needed to get rid of.
All right.
Probably so, but Alga, to be safe on that, I would check in on that 844 number, and don't be afraid to say that to them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't check into that. So
that's a good point.
I mean, that's what these reps are for us. Everybody can have issues from time to time. Things can fall in the crack. 60 is a lot of people in there. You can express your concern about that.
Alget likes his black cloud.
No. I just
I'm just
see
kidding.
it. I acknowledge it.
I completely understand that.
I don't want to release 60 of them,
right.
But I mean, in terms of holding versus releasing, the net result is the same. It's just that you're not going to have to update once the hold comes back online. You're going to keep on putting them on hold versus letting opcity do all the work and then bringing it back to you, which up to this point they haven't done.
Yeah, I'd reach out to them, Alga, express your concern in that regard, and let them give you the feedback on that one from their side. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, that they wouldn't look into that maybe. But I'm sure they'll give you some great advice on that as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody got any questions before we sign off? Lourdes, do you have anything? You're unmuted.
I do.
I'm unmuted.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to chat.
Yeah, I had a problem with the feed earlier, so I had to sign off. So I didn't know if what I do have, like for example, I have a listing that I currently have on hold. It's a manufactured mobile home in a community park, 55 plus. So I get a lot of opcities on this particular lead. And when I do contact the lead, and I let them know, well, it's a manufactured home, it's a mobile home. They say, oh no, I don't want one. So then I have quite a bit of them that I'm trying to get to a lender, and I just have problems because getting them into the lender, then it takes a while because a lot of them, majority of them are Spanish speaking. So they're every week I'm just saying, trying to get them pre-approved. Some of them, it takes me 3 weeks in order to finally get a hold of them. But and I do know that I do lack in my updating, but that's one thing that I do know. I do lack in my updating, so I need to be more cautious with that. But it's just there is a lack of also from, I think, of opcity of pre-qualifying it, because sometimes, I mean, I've spoken to a lead and they said that's not what I told the person. I told them that I didn't. They'll say 100,000 that they're looking for land, let's say of 100,000, and in reality they have me running around for something $10,000, 10 acres in Adelanto, and they want utilities. So I have quite a bit of leads right now on land that what I was initially told is not what we're doing. So I'm trying to get them, and it's just a lot of time consuming trying to find something for that lead. I do understand I will be releasing quite a bit of what I have because it's exhausting.
Yeah, if we're talking about something unrealistic or unavailable, I mean, yeah, you definitely want to release it back with the whatevers. But when you first make contact with these parties also, I obviously, I would simply readdress their needs from the very beginning to make sure that whatever you may have thought is actually accurate or not. So don't be afraid to re-qualify them in their desires, if you would, and so forth. And then again, obviously reiterating about pre-qualifications and things of this nature as well. I know it seems maybe redundant because we depend on opcity to maybe do this type of scrubbing in the background, but I never assume that everything is the way that it appears. And so don't be afraid to just kind of reinforce those type of things so you're not spinning your wheels on those things. But yeah, I
mean, if you've got something weird like that where there's no way they could have misinterpreted something, then reach out to myself or Donnie, and we can reach out to our contact and they can pull that call to see if it's a legit training thing. But at the end of the day, opcity's initial job is to get them on a phone, get those people on the phone with you, because the chance of transacting goes way up if they can get within the first 5 minutes you on the phone with them. It goes to almost nothing if they can't within 5 minutes get that client in touch with an agent. So that's the ultimate goal. But if you've got one-offs where it's just something really, really strange, then let us know and we can reach out and they can pull those calls, because all that stuff's recorded because they do their own training, and we can find out what the heck really happened. Because I had the same instance with Linda Thomason, where she got a Spanish-speaking client sent to her. She doesn't speak Spanish. The whole conversation was in Spanish, and Linda's like, I don't understand what you're saying. And at first the opcity guy didn't believe me. I said, pull the call. And he pulled the call and he's like, yep, you're right. He's like, that's our mess up. So then they transferred it within the office to one of our agents that spoke Spanish. So that can be done, but few and far between.
And let me touch on the face-to-face, because, the numbers have shown historically that, what is it, Chris, less than 12 days on a face-to-face meeting, that your percentages of them being real, really soar. In the climate that we're in right now, it makes it a little bit more difficult, but stay with me a little bit. Maybe on our initial call or two, we've reinforced their needs, their qualifications, and so forth. We set them up on some search parameters on MLS, perhaps. Maybe we should have sent them something immediately with respect to to some reports on some properties from MLS. But, you know, maybe on your second call with them, something like that, very, very quick, you know, within a week, you know, I just simply say to Bob, hey, Bob, you know, it's been great talking with you and doing some research for you and so forth. But, and while I realize that we may have a stay home order, you know, we're still an essential service, just so you know. But you know what? I always love to have face-to-face meetings, but in this climate, you know, we may be prohibited in some cases. But we do have a Zoom feature, which is a video feature. I'd love to put a face with a name and vice versa so that you can see how diligent I am about working for you. And try to get them into a Zoom meeting. You've made a couple of contacts. Maybe you've established a little bit of a rapport. Now you get into this video conferencing, kind of like what we're doing here right now. I think one of the great things about this is that we can start to get comfortable in doing our own trainings in this video mode. I notice a lot of videos are off right now, cameras, but this will help you to be a little bit more comfortable in front of a camera. I mean, it's the same thing that you're going to do face-to-face anyway. That's right, Nadia. Hi, great to see you.
She felt pressured.
Yeah. So, but that's what you want to try to instill with the client. Put a face to the wording that you're hearing in there. I will give you one heads up warning on that one though. Make sure that whatever your camera is displaying behind you is appropriate in all manners, you know. From your
Hold on, Donnie. Let me stop you real quick. Shannon just says, does this count as an in-person meeting with the platform? Yes, it does. With everything that's going on right now, whether you are talking face-to-face with them, whether you virtually look through properties, that counts as in-person, met, viewed homes. You can get all of those checked off inside of a platform like this.
Right. So yeah, again, just be aware of what's in the background that you're displaying. Kids aren't running necessarily wild, you know, in the background. Close yourself off, you know, for those types of meetings. You want him to know that it's all business, or her that it's all business. I have to work on my own lighting right now as well. Chris was very dark also originally, looked like one of the whistleblowers, you know, it was all dark, you know.
Yep, I had to move my desk.
Yeah, if his voice was mumbled, you would have swore it was. So be sure that you set the stage appropriately for you. Maybe you've got something that, you know, says sold in the background or something. And you've seen Mike on some of these Zoom meetings where he had a still shot that he put up there. Even if you can't get to the video portion of this for whatever reason, technical difficulties perhaps, maybe you could display a picture that shows you with a sold sign.
Here you go. There's my ugly mug right there. There you go, just like that.
So just some tips for you. Get them engaged a little bit more differently.
Does FaceTime also count as in person? Not
Yes.
Zoom, but FaceTime?
Yes, whatever technology you want to use. If they have an iPhone, then use FaceTime. If you have an iPhone and they have an Android, you can download a program called Google Duo.
Okay.
And you can, that is Android's version of FaceTime.
All right.
You can interact that way. Zoom, Hangouts. I'm missing one. But anyway, you get the idea. But yeah, anybody else have any other questions before we let you go for the day? Oh, as another reminder, we do have virtual happy hour at 5 p.m. So you guys can bring your drinks, or if you don't drink, your water, or soda, whatever you want, and come hang out with me, Mike, Donnie, and whoever else shows up. I may drag my wife up here again, kicking and screaming with her wine. So.
All right. Look forward to seeing you guys maybe later on.
Yep. All right, guys. See you later.
Don't forget, update your prospects.
There you go. Thank you, Shannon.